Please welcome Hewlett-Packard Enterprise Vice President of Strategy, Software Defined and Cloud Division, Jamison.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for taking time out of your Red Hat Summit to join me today. As mentioned, I'm Jamison, the Vice President of Strategy at Hewlett-Packard Enterprise for the Software Defined and Cloud Group. I am thrilled to be at the Red Hat Summit, and I have to say it's a really energizing show. It's a show where I feel like you see a lot of the energy around open source, a lot of energy around empowered innovation, and a lot of energy around impact. In my mind, it's a very inspiring show to be at, and I'm really pleased to be here. And I think that energy really speaks to a lot of the urgency that many of us feel in our jobs and in our business. There's a tremendous amount of urgency around how business is getting done, around how to delight customers, on how to move faster. And that's impacting many of us in different ways. At Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, we've been responding to that urgency and that energy in very specific and bold ways. We've been in the midst of, as you may have known, spinning off several divisions of our company. First, our PC and printer division. Then more recently, our enterprise services business, which we spun out and merged with CSC, now DXC, which is here in a fully formed company. And then last year, we spun out our HPE software business. And all these moves have been very good for us and good for our customers in terms of getting us a great deal more focused and a lot tighter in terms of what it is that we're doing. But at the same time, if I had to sort of react to sort of how customers will sometimes talk to me, they'll sometimes say, Jay, you know, you've done a lot to sort of tell me you're getting focused and you've done all these moves, but I feel a little bit whipsawed. I feel a little bit like you're spending a lot of time talking about what you're not doing. And I want to get clear on what HPE is doing. And so that's really the purpose of what I want to talk about in the time that I have today. What is HPE doing? What are the big problems that we're getting after solving for our customers, for our partners, for our communities? And how does that tee up us to work very, very well with Red Hat and Red Hat's ecosystem and communities very successfully now and in the road moving forward? So that's really the purpose of what I want to get after, and I'm really thrilled to have the chance to do it. So the title of this talk is really about making hybrid IT simple. And when I think about that and I start engaging with customers and partners, what customers tell me again and again is that their enterprise environment is very complex and getting more so. That is, they get very excited about all these new tools and all these new capabilities that cloud and machine learning and big data and IoT enable for them. But they tell me, you know, you have to understand that this is in a context that's very complicated. I've got a complex mix of applications and infrastructure today where huge percentages of my budget and my installed base is spent on old school traditional applications or virtualized applications. And I have to balance that with the stuff I want to do with containers and cloud native. I've got business units coming up and just cutting me out of the whole conversation if I don't move fast enough. They'll do SaaS solutions that I'm not aware of. There'll be shadow IT that's popping up all over the place. And in that context, there's this great intense business pressure I've got to move faster, cut costs, get more flexible, and do that when I might have an inconsistent skill base to actually go and deliver those services. And to top all that off, there's the world of technology isn't slowing down, it's just exploding. There are all kinds of new tools, principally in the open source space, by the way, whether it's Kubernetes or whether it's containers or whether it's Ansible, Mesosphere, Salt, all those things are coming onto the scene, and our customers are struggling to say, look, how do I ingest all this stuff and make it something that my development team, my IT shops can use and make available to add value to our business? And helping customers solve for this problem is a great place for HPE and really for Red Hat to stand forward and say, look, we can help you make open source more successful in your environment. And this is really important. This quote here, which I'm not going to read, but to me really underscores it. It's from Red Monk, an analyst firm that I've been a huge fanboy of for 15 years. I've loved them since they got started. And this quote I saw a few years ago in a report they wrote, and I think it still holds true today, which is, you know, 10 years ago, your hardest problem was choose an app server. It's either IBM or BEA, and the rest kind of took care of itself. But now customers are telling us, look, I want to be able to ingest and use all this new technology, and I need help to figure out how do I balance these different layers in a manner that delivers a useful solution that's going to return value to my business. And really the core question is, how does it all fit in? And so when HPE thinks about what it is that we want to do to make solutions to make this easier, we really think about the imperative of delivering solutions and not silos. So you can see here a lot of brands on this slide, and I aim to make it really simple, but it basically gets at a simple reality that I encounter in each and every one of the enterprise customers that I talk to. Each and every one of the enterprise customers that I talk to will tell me, look, I've got a hybrid estate. What a hybrid estate means to my customers is, I've got a mix of technologies. I've got some VMware. I definitely have some Microsoft, and I definitely have some Red Hat. And I likely have some of that on-premise, and I have some of that in Amazon's cloud or another of the global public clouds. And what I'm looking for my strategic vendors to do for me is that I'm looking for you to make simple solutions. I don't want you to come in and just sell me one more silo of your specific stack. I want something that starts to bring this stuff together in simpler ways so that I can get a single pane to manage different types of applications, whether they're on-premise or off, whether they're applications that are virtualized or more cloud native. What I want from you, HPE, and from the industry is more solutions, and I want fewer silos. And that's really, that imperative is what's driving me and driving HPE as we take our software-defined strategy forward in the new Hewlett-Packard Enterprise. So our mission, as I look at it in the software-defined and cloud group, is really about making hybrid IT simpler for our customers. And you can see some of these capabilities that we aim to deliver. We need to make it easy to install, easy to operate, particularly for on-premise solutions. You have to be in a place where solutions are able to come up in minutes and hours, and they can be useful for our customers, and they can be useful not just on day 0, but on day N, when you can operate it over time with automation. Our customers are used to those experiences and what they get in the cloud, and they need to have that with whatever environment, whether it's on-premise or off-premise. They need to have that consistently easy install operational experience. The second thing customers tell us is they want the agility for the developers to work with whatever tools they want when they want. So at times that's going to be Cloud Foundry, at times that's going to be OpenShift, at times that's going to be who knows what in the next year or two. But the bottom line is customers want to be sure that their developers have access to the tools they want without people getting in the way and telling them they can't have it. They want to be able to have diversity in terms of workloads. They want to have multiple stacks across different technologies to do what it is that they want to do. And they want to be able to see and manage that whole environment in a non-siloed way. And ultimately, customers increasingly, and one of the big reasons that I was so excited to have the opportunity to talk here, increasingly the world is ever more open, where customers are saying, look, if you really need to sell me something proprietary, you better be able to prove to me why I can't have it open source. And so these planks, these pillars, if you will, are the fundamentals that HPE is driving on in terms of making our hybrid IT simple journey come forth. This at the highest level is the roadmap. With those as pillars, this is what it is that we're doing in the software-defined group. And the x-axis that you can see here is really meant to be around customer value instead of sort of calendar dates that we'd ship stuff to you. This is really about saying, look, the vectors of value that our customers tell us they want is, they want to know that the time to value between the time they sign a PO with us and the time they have value that they're delivering to their end users and to their customers is shrinking with each and every release that we're making. So where we were years ago was in what I'd call traditional infrastructure that was optimized. This is a part of many of our customers' installed base and will remain so moving forward. The HPE OneView product that does infrastructure automation definitely helps those customers get greater value out of installed and existing applications and be able to get greater utilization and simpler management of our infrastructure. And we've been particularly modernizing that OneView product. And with respect to Red Hat, we've actually done some great integrations with Ansible so that customers and users of Ansible that have their Ansible playbooks and are ready to use those can connect that to OneView just using their Ansible playbooks. And OneView and our infrastructure management tools will take care of all the work under the covers and make that infrastructure much more flexible in an Ansible environment. Very excited about that collaboration with Red Hat. More recently, we've of course been involved in the converged and now the hyper-converged segments. The products that we have out there, the mainstream ones are really around Cloud System, which is our integrated private cloud offering that has integrated OpenStack, integrated Cloud Foundry offerings on a full stack. And then more recently, our Simplicity product, of course, which gets us into the hyper-converged space. And really what those products and offerings are really meant to do is provide that integrated capability for customers to get time to value in a matter of hours, where they can do simple VM vending in the case of Simplicity and get the kind of data services that they're used to on mainstream HPE infrastructure in a real appliance-sized effort. And more recently, we've released a new category of infrastructure called Synergy. Synergy is the first of its kind. It's making the market in a market that we call composable infrastructure. And really what that's about doing, we talk about this notion of fluid pools of resources. What that's meant to do is say, look, your private cloud infrastructure now gains much greater flexibility. At an API level now, you can program your infrastructure to be compute, storage, or networking, and in whatever capacity you need it for the workloads that are running in real time. So this starts giving customers the ability to really get their infrastructure to be able to tune and deliver value and adjust in a matter of seconds. And on top of that, we're working on a new project codenamed NewStack, which we'll have more announcements on in the future, that really is about adding a hybrid management layer across on-premise and cloud-native and off-premise applications, so that you have the ability to manage not just composable and not just hyper-converged infrastructure, but really your whole estate over time from a simple single pane of glass. So we're really excited about this offering coming forth and starting to simplify the hybrid IT environments that our customers have. The portfolio today is pretty straightforward. It maps to the roadmap that I just described. We have the HPE composable infrastructure under the brand named Synergy. We have that available and in the market today. It's something that you can see in the booth. We are doing a great deal of work. It connects very deeply and relies very heavily on OneView, our infrastructure automation product. This is an area where we have a big investment to be able to try and work with infrastructure software providers to be able to make the infrastructure and the capabilities that you're looking at the software layer really be well served and responsive from the hardware that we're providing. So one example I've already talked about of connecting Ansible with OneView, which is working in our booth. Another example that we're very excited that you can see in our booth, which will be, we're on the road to productizing, is using the HPE Synergy image streamer, built again on OneView, to enable customers to use OpenShift to spin up OpenShift instances very quickly on bare metal on our composable infrastructure. So we think that's a great way for us to work with Red Hat and work with our customers to help customers get the cloud-native benefits they're looking for on great and very flexible composable infrastructure from HPE. I've talked a little bit about our hyper-converged product. This is really based on the HPE DL line, and we're bringing it together and integrating it with Simplicity, a company we recently acquired. What's great about that is that takes an industry-leading DL platform, merges it with data services in a hyper-converged operating environment that enables a customer to now get an industry-leading and rock-solid hyper-converged solution with robust data services and on an industry standard and broad platform from HPE. And then finally, we have our Cloud System product, which is a full private cloud suite in a box, and soon to be coming our NewStack project that I described briefly. In terms of our partnership with Red Hat, it's an exciting time, and I think the roadmap for us moving forward together is one that's very, very important. Red Hat is a company that we have been a strong partner with for over 15 years. We are absolutely committed to that partnership and continue to be so moving forward. We are the #1 shipper of Red Hat Enterprise Linux with our servers. We are the #1 OEM partner with Red Hat. We have over 4,000 Linux professionals, and HPE, again, in the spirit of providing our customers with solutions and not silos, we provide our customers the ability to front support calls for customers of Red Hat who call us up that are also HPE customers, and we're able at a very, very high and successful rate, we're very much able to provide that customer that integrated solution of support from HPE on behalf of Red Hat, where we're able to solve and resolve the vast, vast majority of issues that a customer may have. And this kind of integrated value and partnership is something that's very important to our customers, and we at HPE see it as an absolutely critical element moving forward because, again, the world, I believe, and we believe, will be more open at a software level than closed. And the partnership between HPE and Red Hat is one that we see as absolutely critical. In terms of helping our customers win with open source, we have been helping customers across a range of industries around the world at high scale be successful together on behalf of HPE and Red Hat. So this is something that is again, it speaks to the long-term roadmap and partnership we've had with Red Hat. We're very committed to it, and it's something that has led to success for both our companies for many, many years, and it's a sign that if you're a customer seeking to move forward in your enterprise transformation and you're seeking a greater open source set of capabilities within your environment, HPE and Red Hat can be a great set of partners to work with in supporting you in this hybrid IT transformation. To close out, we have absolutely a very strong set of innovation to show you in our booth, and I'd encourage you to visit us. I've talked a little bit about the work we're doing with OneView in terms of infrastructure management and working with Ansible. What's great about this is for your Ansible users and with your Ansible playbooks, you basically get the benefits with HP and with HPE OneView to basically be able to manage your bare metal machines as simply as you would use Ansible to manage a VM. You don't have to learn anything about OneView. You just continue using your Ansible playbooks and carry that forward. That's work we've been very pleased to get started with the Red Hat team, and we look forward to bringing that forward into the mainstream Ansible code soon. You can see some of the work that we're doing with our big data storage around the HPE Apollo servers that can help you lower your scale-out costs and some of your big data installations. You can see some of the more advanced innovation we're doing at the hardware level around persistent memory. And then I would encourage you absolutely to take a look at Synergy, where we're really building on sort of some of the innovation that you would see in OneView to provide even greater flexibility and composability at the hardware layer, and starting to see how we're using that and our OneView image streamer product to enable you to very simply and quickly spin up OpenShift instances on bare metal is something that we think is a great way to sort of highlight and underscore how our innovation in infrastructure can help you, the Red Hat community, Red Hat partners, Red Hat customers, take advantage of that in the field and what you're trying to do to take your cloud native capabilities forward. So with that, I'd like to thank you again for taking some time out of your day to listen to me. Thank you very much for joining us at the Red Hat Summit, and thank you very much for having me. All my best.